Hello everyone, in this video we're gonna see how to set up Kubeadm Kubernetes cluster with AWS Cloud Control Manager. So let's understand why we need a AWS Cloud Control Manager. So suppose a company wants to deploy their microservices application in AWS Cloud, and for some reason they don't want to deploy as a managed service. They don't want to use a EKS, right? So for some like cost issue, they don't want to deploy their microservices in EKS, so Kubeadm can be great choice for that. So in this video we're gonna see that how we can set up a Kubeadm cluster with AWS Cloud Control Manager. So if you are able to see my screen, there is a documentation that I will provide in the link in my description as well. So there's some description I've given by what is Cloud Control Manager and what is Kubeadm. There's two things required. It's not just like you just need a AWS cloud, AWS account. I have my AWS account to show my demo and some miscellaneous setups. That's easy. And step one is creating IAM role. So there is two types of role we needed to attach to this instance. Is first master node and another is worker node. Okay, so let's create it. First I have to create a policy. So this is my AWS console. First let's head over to the IAM console. Okay, let's close this one. And then click on the policies. I'm just moving my backend to another. Okay, now let's just click on create policy. Okay, so policy editor, I'm clicking on JSON because I want to give my JSON. So clear it. Now how can I find it here? So you can also find it from my documentation as well, which policy you want to give. So and you can also find it from the cloud provider side. This is the official website that you can use. There is also policy I have given, so you can also use that. So I'm just copying it because the same I have given in my documentation as well. You can also use that as well. So let's keep it okay, ignore this warnings, click on next, and policy name I'm giving is master node. Description you can give, I'm just leaving it blank. Click on create policy. My policy is created. What's my next step is creating a policy for worker node as well. So I'm just copying it. You can also find it from here as well. You can copy it from here as well, and click on create policy. Click on JSON. This is the policy I pasted. Click on next. So policy name I have to give in worker node, and then click on create policy. My both policies are created. Now it's time to create a role. Let's create a role as a master node. Click on create role and scroll down. AWS services, service case or use case. Okay, so service case use case you have to choose EC2, and then scroll down, then click on next. Then in policy I have to give my customer managed policy because which I have created. I want to give my permissions which I have defined in my policies. Click on next and then give it a role name. I'm giving it a master node, and scroll down then click on create role. My master node role is created. Let's create a worker node role as well. Use case service EC2, then click on next. Okay, search worker, click on my worker node policy, then click on next, then give a role name worker node, then click on create role. Okay, my both role is created. The next step is the create two EC2 instances. Let's okay, so I'm already in my EC2 console, you can see. So let's just launch in one instance, click on launch instance. Let's just give a time to load it. Okay, it's loaded. So name I am giving as a notes, and number of instances I am changing it to 2 because I have to create a master node and worker node. Both are different nodes. And then click on Ubuntu and scroll down. Instance type you can change according as you need, but it's mandatory to use T2 medium, because it's not like mandatory, but you have to just at least choose 2 CPU and 4 GB. If you choose a T2 micro, then the Kubeadm cluster will not create because it asks for more resources. So I'm just selecting T2 medium from here, then okay, then key pair you can give, you can create a new one as well. And network settings, I'm allowing my HTTP traffic, and so if you are creating a Kubeadm cluster in EC2, so you have to allow 6443 port number. Okay, so I'm allowing a security group. Okay, I have to add one more role. I'm giving a port number 6443 so that worker node can contact with the master node, because the master node are exposing their 6443 port number, that's why. Then CIDR block, that you can customize it, and you can like block it to the instance level as well. For now I'm giving a source 0.03.0. okay, then scroll down. Storage you can change, I'm not changing it. And advanced details you have to go at bottom, and there is one user data that you can put it here. So I have my shell script, so I will show that why I used and what the shell script does. So it's like does following thing: disable swap and configure network molecules, install CRIO and Kubeadm, kubelet and kubectl. So these are the following things will be going to be installed. So let's just copy it, and from like hash and bin bash, then put it here. Okay, so yeah, my new security group will be created. Okay, T2 medium, yes, my 2T2 medium instance will be created. So yes, after this you have to click on launch instance. So my both instance will be launching. It will take some time to launch. So go back to the instance running. what the another step I have to do is arranging their name of the instance. So master node and worker node, I'm using it. So let's just take a time. Okay, one node is loading and another node is also loaded. So let's just rename the nodes, so there will be no confusion which node is marker node and which node is master node. Okay, worker node. Okay, now what the next step is assign role to master node and worker node. Okay, so to assign a role we have to select an instance. I am giving role name master node to the worker node first, I mean to the master node first. So just click on it, select the master node, and then click on actions, and then click on security, then modify IAM role. So I am selecting here my master node, then click on update IAM role. My role is updated, and then go to the worker node, click on actions, click on security, click on modify IAM role, click on worker node, click on update IAM role. Okay, so now I have to connect my master node and worker node. So let's just connect it. For my confusion, I'm choosing only 2 instances. Okay, so let's connect to the master node first. At the same time I'm also connecting with the worker node as well. Okay, so let's switch to the super user, because all the following operation I will be using as a super user. Okay, then change host name. So host name you can find it from the AWS console. Let me show how you can find it from here. So if you go here, dashboard EC2 instance running, so just select the master node here and just drag this, and you will find a host name. Okay, instance summary. So this is my host name. So what I have to do is just copy the format. I have my text editor here, so I think I haven't set at my hosted name. So first I have to set my host name. So just copy this, and like format you can copy it and put in your any text editor, this, and then you have to make some changes. You have to copy your host name here, or click on copy and paste it on there. So it's a master node. Okay, and let's also copy for the worker node as well. uh, host name, this is master node host name, and this is worker node host name. So I'm going to run this command over my master node. So host name is correctly set up, and also do for the worker node as well. Okay, so I think the those are the master node. The mistake, I have opened master node and worker node. I mean, I will open the master node again and again. So let's just open another session for the worker node as well. Okay, so let's switch first to the super user and then clear the screen. Then I'm just making it bigger so it will be easy for you to. Okay, I think this is enough to see terminal. So I have to run hostname ctl command in my worker node. So this is the command, and 54.36.54 you can see private IP. So this is the worker node IP. Host name is correctly set up. Like you can also confirm is the host name command. So yeah, change host name is done. Step 4, initialize Kubeadm configuration only in controller. That means in the master node only. So for that I have to create a kubeadm.config file in my master node. So I'm using a nano editor, kubeadm.config. Now here I have to copy this kubeadm config, and there is some changes I have to make is a public IP and a node registration name. So I have already copied it on my text editor. So this is a Kubeadm cluster configuration for master node. So I have my host name. So I'm going to copy it from there and I'm going to put it here. Paste it correctly. Otherwise it gives some error. So my host name is changed, and I have to change my public IP. So public IP I can take it from here, master node. So here's my public IP. Copy it and paste it on the cluster configuration. Then copy it. The only two changes I have to do. Rest is fine. Copy it and paste it, and press Ctrl X, then Y, and then hit enter. So it's saved. Try to kubeadm.config cat, then showing output. So let's see what is the next step is. Initialization of Kubeadm only for master node. So I'm initializing my Kubeadm config. Okay, so it's initializing. Okay, so I think my command is successfully executed. Now let's move to the another step is set up kubeconfig for regular user. Okay, so like this the one you can run, so that you can also use a kubectl command. For a normal user, like you can run this 3 commands, or if you are a root user, then you can run the export kubeconfig admin dot like this. Just both run 2 commands, and now I think the cluster configuration setup is done. Let's clear the screen and let's go to the next step. Check node status. You can check a node status with this command, kubectl get nodes. So my control plane is ready, and okay, so let's deploy a pod network. So pod network you can also deploy. I'm going to copy it from here and then paste it on my master node. Okay, then add worker node to the cluster, read to the token. So I'm printing my join command because I have to also connect my worker node as well to the master node. So it's showing some details. Okay, then just go down and copy the join cluster configuration, and I've already copied in my text editor. So this is the join configuration. Okay, so there are a few things you have to change. Is first registration name, node registration name. Which node is this? So this is the worker node. I have my worker node host name, so copy it from there and paste it on there. That's it. Then in the node registration you have to take it from my master node, discovery tokens cs.hash. Let's just copy it and then paste it. Then IP of master node with their port number, so replace with that as well, and token name. Okay, so my node registration is changed, and CS is also changed. API server endpoint is also changed. My token name is also changed, so it's ready to use in my worker node. But first I have to create a file for that. Change the these things I have already talked. First I have to create a file, right? Kubeadm join config YAML. Okay, so let's create it on my worker node. Nano, then paste this YAML in this file, then control X, then Y, then enter. File is saved. Let's clear the screen, and then let's run the joining configuration. So to run joining configuration you can use this command. Okay, then I think my node is successfully joined. So you can also check it from the master node as well. kubectl get nodes. My both nodes is showing successfully. Now let's head over to the next step, is take AWS resources. Because I'm using here AWS Cloud Control Manager, so there is some required things we have to do. The first thing is the take AWS resources. So just to view a cluster name, because I know that my cluster name is a Kubernetes, but for you if it's different, so what you can do, how you can get your cluster name, it's with the kubectl config view command. So see, my cluster name is Kubernetes. Okay, so I got a confirmation that my cluster name is Kubernetes. then kubernetes.io/cluster/kubernetes. So if your cluster name is different, then you can put your cluster name here. Okay, my cluster name is Kubeadm, so by default I'm using it same. Just copy this, and what it says is the tag value is on. If the resources are managed by multiple cluster, the tag will be the same as Kubernetes cluster Kubernetes, and tag value should be mentioned as shared. Okay, so this the cluster I have created is not like any shared cluster, so I'm going to use my tag value is on. Okay, and then tags should be added to resources the controller and worker node consume, such as VPC, subnet, EC2 instance, security group, etc. So let's give a tag name to our first VPC. Okay, so let's open from here you can find your VPC ID. So I'm just going to the VPC ID and click on it, and then you can change tag values from here. Selecting my VPC, then you can see tags. I have to click on manage tags, then click on add new tag. Okay, in the key I have to give this as a key name, and then as a value I have to give on. Okay, like this. Then just you have to click on simple. It's saved. My VPC tag name is updated. Do it for the subnet as well. Subnet ID you can find it from here, and you can directly open it from by clicking on the subnet ID. The new console is opened on the another tab, and then you can also edit the tag name from here as well. So just click on tags and then manage tags on. Okay, click on save. Yeah, it's saved. So my VPC and subnet tags is updated. Let's update for the security group as well. So my master and worker nodes are sharing same security group, right? And yeah, of course, VPC and subnet as well. So just click on the security groups. Like if you have a different security group for your master node and worker node, then you have to put the tags in different the different security groups, but with the same name, same tag name and the same value. So this is my tag name, tag key name, and my value name is going to be on. Okay, then click on save changes. My security group is also updated. Now let's back to the EC2 console. Now it's time to update worker node tags. Click on manage tags. First select this instance, then click on tags. There you will find a manage tags. I'm assigning my tags to my EC2 instance on, then click on save. My EC2 worker node EC2 instances tags is updated. So same I have to do for the master node as well. Master node, select master node and click on tags. Click on manage tags, add new tags, click on save. Here we are. Okay, so let me just close some tabs, because I think it's taking much more resources of my laptop, so it's going keep slow down. Okay, now click on instance running. I have my two instances is running, master and worker node. So my steps 6 is also completed, tagging AWS resources. I have tagged all my resources which I'm using. Now let's move to the step 7. Configure the cloud control manager. Copy this git command. So this is a repository, official repository of cloud provider AWS. So this is the official repository. You can also like explore, and this official documentation link is given on the website. You can also check and explore. Okay, just copy this command and master node. Okay, let me first clear the screen and let's hit this command. So my code is copied and repository is cloned. Okay, navigate to the base directory. So copy this command, navigate to the directory where my YAML files are there. So see, there are some YAML files is required to install a AWS Cloud Control Manager. Okay, so to apply the only file, just run this command, then put it on the master node. So my resource is created. Okay, and you can also check which daemons it is created by this command. So AWS Cloud Control Manager, current desired one, current one, it's ready. And parts you can also check like this. Okay, so I think this is the end. Yeah, so in the next video I will explain some detailed concept of how to do volume provisioning and load balancing creation in the another video. So for just now I'm keeping this video from here. You can also create like any types of resources you want, and I will explain that why the cloud, what the cloud control manager is actually do. My both node is up and you can like run any application, any microservices on that. So yeah, this is for the video. If you like the video, then give a thumbs up, and I will be joining you from the next video and the next topic. Okay, goodbye.